Yo, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to switch it up. We're back again with more disturbing videos, a compilation of videos that are going to make you question everyone that lives in our current society. So let's check this out. Manchester Airport, man assaults staff and shouts homophobic slurs as he is denied boarding for being intoxicated. Let's check this out.
Sorry. You're a rip-off artist. You're a faggot. You're a rip-off artist. I'll knock your first one. Calm down. You're going to fucking have a little fucking scrap. No, we're not going to have a scrap. We're not having a scrap.
Why does he want to scrap for? What's going on with him? I thought he was trying to board a flight.
Nothing. I paid full back for the fucking flight. 300-400 quid. What? You're going to fucking tell me that I'm not allowed on a fucking flight? That's fine.
No, they're telling you to relax and calm down. That's what they're telling you to do before you board the flight. There are other people on this flight. With this type of behavior, you're more or less putting them at risk.
That's fine. You look fucking wrong.
Like, I don't want to board this flight with this door moving like this, to be fair.
Right, I paid for the movie. Okay. Right, so why are you not letting me on the fucking flight? I paid for it. That's fine. You stay here for a few minutes, sir. A few minutes? You look fucking out, mate. I fucking paid for it. Okay. And you're standing there fucking staring at me like you're going to do something. What the fuck are you going to do?
Whoa! Yeah, of course it's going to hit you. You can't come with that type of energy and that attitude and think man's just going to stand there and take it. Doesn't make any sense.
Of course they're going to hit me. Your fucking knobhead's going to hit me. Is he the fucking little faggot?
How many times did he say the word effing in that one sentence?
Is that what he's going to do? Hit me? Get on a flight? He's going to hit me? Is that what you're going to do to me? For getting on a flight? You're going to fucking hit me?
Is that what he's going to do to you to get me on a flight? You're going to hit me? They don't want you on the flight, bro. They don't want you on the flight. They're trying to calm you down. And this is what drinking drugs would do to you.
Is that what you're going to do?
No one's hitting you. No one's hitting you.
What are you fucking at? He just fucking at!
Whoa.
He just at!
And all of a sudden he's calm. I was jumping up and down, then all of a sudden he's that calm, just looking at his phone.
Fucking knobhead. Keep fucking staring at me like that, you fucking little prick, mate. Who you keep fucking staring at, you little fucking knobhead? Who you saying trust to? Do you want me to fucking smack your fucking head? You fucking little knobhead. Who's he fucking staring at, you little fucking prick? Think I'm some fucking muppet, you fucking little prick. Come on, then. Come on, I'm fucking smack your fucking head, you little dickhead. Come on, then.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when I was in school. I used to go to a boarding school, a school that wasn't paid for by my parents. It was a school that I was sent to because I was bad behaved. It was a young juvenile center, more or less, and we get to come home every other weekend. I was so naughty and such a bad influence in the school, I was getting sent home every weekend. Every single day without fail, you are coming across people like this guy right here. Every single day it would kick off. There would always be someone with these aggressive tendencies, that wild outbursts, smashing everything, trying to act aggressive and intimidate everyone. That's exactly what this guy reminds me of. It's taking me back to secondary school times.
Hey, you little fucking knobhead, man. Get your fucking knobhead. Get your fucking knobhead. You little fucking knobhead.
There is no way after this he is being let on this flight. No way. That £300-400 you were talking about a little while ago, done. You are not getting no refund, and you are definitely not getting on that flight. Crazy, you know? Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we have these youths that have stormed a retail store and they're literally taking everything. Look, I believe they're Burberry bags. This is a designer store and they are taking everything. Look how many kids are in there. I'm not too sure where this is happening. Absolutely outrageous. Meanwhile, here's a normal day in Greg's, ladies and gentlemen. What? Lovely. as we saw right there, ladies and gentlemen, the average Joe just walking into Greg's for their lunch, taking whatever they want, walking out. It's absolutely fine.
21-year-old woman has been caught on camera stealing a can of drink from an off-license in
21. I mean, she's looking like she's in her 30s at least, nearly touching 40. Look at her headline.
And watch very carefully because she just put a can of drink inside her bag, but it does not end there now. As you can see, she's gone into the fridge and she's loading up her little basket with loads of drinks from the fridge, but it does not end there. Now, watch very carefully because she's looking around, looking a little bit suspicious. Now, as you can see, she goes into the basket and then loads her bag with another drink, and then as you can see, she loads it with a second one. Now, that's 3 drinks inside her bag. As you can see, she's looking around and then she goes in for a 4th drink. Here you can see in a minute she's been caught red-handed, clear as day on CCTV, and then she strikes, and then you can see her put in that final can of drink in her bag. A lot of people are going to blame the cost of living crisis. Tesco, for example, have lost £14.6 million last year due to shoplifting, and even more supermarkets are now using different security measures such as CCTV, AI technology, and now even Sainsbury's are using the VAR style cameras at self-checkouts. Now, let me know what you guys think about this. In my personal opinion, morally and ethically, this is definitely wrong, and this woman should definitely be prosecuted. But let me know what you guys think in the comment.
Here we have a man being pushed by another in a wheelchair, suddenly attacked, chucked to the floor. No one helps. They're just walking, watching him getting kicked. Let's check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. His head banged off the floor. He kicked him in his head and he's talking about, give me my money. Where's my money?
Yeah?
Looks like nitties to me. And look how he's just walking off, handing his trousers like he's some sort of boss. You just chucked a guy in a wheelchair on the floor, bro. Wow. Yeah? Wow. What a dickhead. What a dickhead. You know what? How are these people just walking past and letting this guy talk smack anyway? I mean, no one's really going to say nothing. This is just the life in the UK. Anything can happen in London, Manchester, Birmingham. People are just going to walk past. But this guy being disabled, if I was walking past personally... Embarrassing. I feel sorry for the guy. Look, he's got one leg. I didn't even notice. He's actually got one leg.
What, you don't know him? No. That was random.
No. He says that he doesn't even know him. It was random.
No, I've got no change, bro. Sorry.
Wow. So are you telling me that the guy in the wheelchair with the one leg just asked the guy for the change? If we go back to the start of the video, you can see that the guy who dashed him on the floor was pushing the guy in the wheelchair. How does he not know him? Look, he's pushing him. He was actually pushing him in the wheelchair.
What, man? Manchester madness.
Manchester madness.
This is Officers Stephen Smith and Rachel Komoto arriving at a care home specialising in dementia care in East Sussex.
Come on, just chuck it on the floor for us.
Put it on the floor.
Come on.
Put it on the floor.
We don't want to hurt you.
Don't be silly. Put it on the floor.
The man they are talking to is 92-year-old Donald Burgess.
Put it down, mate.
On the 21st of June 2022, the police had been called by staff after the elderly man had thrown food at care workers before wielding his knife towards them. The court heard staff had been able to wheel him to his room, where he remained on the officer's arrival.
Pop it on the floor.
The elderly man was an amputee with an infection the court heard left him agitated and confused. The weapon is a modified butter knife used for food.
Do as you're told.
This video was shown at Southwark Crown Court, but we have decided not to show in full.
Come
Seriously?
on.
Last chance.
Can you just hold that door? Can't get
Come on, you don't need to be pulling a stun gun out on the guy because he's in his room holding a butter knife, living with some form of dementia as well as various other illnesses, and you're pulling out a stun gun on him. What are we doing here?
Donald, put it down.
What are we
Put
doing?
it down now. Come on.
Last chance.
Right. Put it down.
Really? Oh, they pepper sprayed him.
Drop the
Really?
knife. Drop the knife. Put it on the
Really?
floor.
The
He
92-year-old
can't
Donald
even do
Burgess
anything. The guy's in a wheelchair, bro. Just leave the room and let him chill. He's not harming himself. Why are we pepper spraying the 92-year-old for?
is then sprayed,
Donald, drop the knife.
struck, and then finally tasered.
Donald.
Put it down. Put it down. Put it down.
Taser, taser!
Oh. No, they really tasered a 92-year-old guy in a wheelchair. No way. He is not listening to their commands. No way. Makes no sense. Absolutely diabolical behavior.
Donald was taken to hospital where he contracted COVID and died 3 weeks later.
Oh, man.
But officers Rachel Komoto and Stephen Smith, who apprehended him, now stand accused of causing an elderly man actual bodily harm.
Fact.
The prosecution said that the officer
was a better way of dealing and managing that situation. They had no time or no patience for the man. It's not like he's in a common room with various other patients that live in the care home. No, he's in his room by himself holding a butter knife. Only do you pepper spray him and hit him with a kosh, but you also stun gun him. So put him in hospital and then he dies in hospital. Absolutely disgusting.
use of force was unnecessary, unjustified, and unlawful. And that rather than calm the situation, the officers inflamed it.
Exactly.
At the care home, the court heard that Donald had struck staff, but the prosecution questioned his threat. The retired carpenter had one leg and was aided by a wheelchair. And on the officer's
another person with one leg
arrival, it was only 1 minute and 23 seconds before they applied force.
There you go.
The prosecution put forward the view that the use of force by the officers was not driven out of concern for the welfare of an elderly man, but out of annoyance and frustration that he had not complied with their orders.
Facts.
In this case, the jury will decide whether the use of a taser, pepper spray, and a baton against an elderly man with one leg sitting in his wheelchair was justified. The defendants have pleaded not guilty to all of the charges, and the trial continues.
Absolutely disgusting. The evidence is there. You had no patience with the man. You whacked out your weapons immediately within a space of 60 seconds, and you more or less tried to intimidate him in order to put the knife down. I understand that you was called to do a job, and your job was to diffuse the situation. This is not diffusing the situation, my friend. Like I said to you guys multiple videos ago, it's things like this that prove the police, the bailiffs need to be retrained, or they need to just lose their jobs and find themselves stacking shelves in Sainsbury's. What we just witnessed here, ladies and gentlemen, was absolutely disgusting. Now, for those that don't know, this is Paul Doyle. Now, Paul Doyle was the man that was seen ramming his car into hundreds of people whilst Liverpool were doing their Premier League parade. Now, there is a slight bit of controversy surrounding this particular story because the headlines are printing this guy to be a loving dad, a loving husband, after this guy committed a terrorist act on hundreds of people whilst Liverpool were having their parade after winning the Premier League. It says, however, the horrified wife of the Liverpool parade suspect is said to have only found out about the chaotic rampage when she saw her car on TV. So he used her car. Oh! Oh! Oh, wow. So did this part happen after everyone started hitting it? Now the car is under pressure. Everyone is attacking the car. That's crazy.
On arrival, the crews were met with numerous injured people and 4 persons trapped under a vehicle. Our crews rapidly lifted the vehicle, removed 3 adults and 1 child from beneath, passed them to our ambulance service colleagues.
Sadly, 4 of the injured were children who were enjoying the day with their friends and their families.
Sad.
We can confirm that our teams treated 20 patients at the scene for minor injuries, and these did not need hospital treatment. 27 patients in total were taken to hospital by ambulance,
and we believe 2 of those, including one of the children, have sustained serious injuries.
Came from nowhere late at night. After failing to break through the door, Dean Mears, high on drugs, smashes through the front window.
Wow.
Inside, lying in bed, is vulnerable pensioner Kathy Flynn. Her house was chosen at random. Kathy's doorbell camera captured the audio of her brutal, horrifying murder. It is too distressing for us to share. After savagely stamping on her 15 times, Mears ran off, leaving Kathy dying on her bedroom floor.
She was just the loveliest of souls, the best woman you could ever meet in your life. Everyone she come across, she was left an impact on everyone.
She was so frail, Kathy, in later years. She was just so frail, so tiny, so skinny.
So sad.
Get down! Get down!
The contrast between Kathy, who had just returned from a stay in hospital, and powerfully built scaffolder Dean Mears could hardly have been greater. He was arrested nearby within hours of the attack.
This moment in time is 0306.
After breaking in just 2 minutes, Dean Mears had inflicted injuries so severe, the court heard that Kathy had no chance of surviving.
It was horrendous.
Right, he literally just chose her house at random, smashed through the glass and killed a poor old lady, and then dived back through the window and got caught hours later. What the hell was going on?
It was vile. Something that's going to stick in my head for the rest of my life.
Horrifyingly, Kathy's doorbell camera was linked to her daughter Natasha's phone. She was forced to watch and listen as her mother was brutally murdered.
I was screaming down the phone, get out of the house, what are you doing, who are you? But there was nothing I could do. And then as soon as I've seen him going back out the house, obviously I knew I could come off the video then and straight on the phone to the police.
Remarkably, Natasha had the presence of mind to keep the video open on her phone so it would record the footage, which became vital evidence.
We had a good, very close family when we were children. Kathy was my friend. Not just my sister, she was my friend.
She was the matriarch of the family. She was everything to me. She brought me into this world. She's done everything for me.
No, not really.
Dean Mears offered no explanation for his savage attack. At court, he said he couldn't remember what happened. The jury didn't believe him.
I'm glad the jury could see through his lies. Yeah, I think justice was served, and I feel I can move forward and make a difference now.
The jury took only 4 hours to find Dean Mears guilty of murder. When the verdict was announced, there was a huge outpouring of emotion from the family of Kathy Flynn, who jumped to their feet, shouting and crying with relief. As for Dean Mears, the judge told him he thought he'd lied during the trial, noting it was truly horrific what he'd done. You broke in, you went upstairs, passing her stair lift, you dragged her from her bed, and you repeatedly stamped on her, causing the most catastrophic of injuries. Dean Mears will be sentenced for that terrible crime next month.
That last one there, ladies and gentlemen, was extremely disturbing. Poor lady lost her life. It was a random attack, and the guy tried to claim he doesn't remember what happened. I need to know exactly what you are thinking after watching those videos there. So ladies and gentlemen, leave all of your thoughts down below in the comment section. And make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel if you are newly watching, turn your notification bells on so you don't miss out on future videos like this one, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.